with 5 ways, 10,000% death suddenly. Narcissists thrive on making you feel helpless and trapped to maintain control over you. They want you to believe you have no options, reinforcing their sense of superiority. Their goal is for you to endure maximum suffering before they discard you, which only solidifies their belief in their own indispensability. However, it's a major blow to their egos if you come back stronger, like the mythical phoenix, and prove to be entirely different from their expectations. You can overcome the negative mindset they've imposed on you by adjusting your outlook on life. Thank you for watching this video. In this article, I'll share 5 strategies for embarrassing a narcissist in public and proving them wrong. Click the bell icon to subscribe for updates and hear more about this topic. Let's begin. Change your negative self-perception. Narcissists take pleasure in others' suffering. They will criticize you with remarks like "you're too fat," "you're too thin," "you're too open," or "you're too closed." They aim to make you feel you need to change who you are to be loved. Their constant undermining is a trap to keep you compliant and under their influence. The key is to love and accept yourself just as you are. You must believe in yourself and your abilities. Start by treating yourself with compassion and empathy. Trusting your instincts and valuing who you are is crucial if you don't want others to control your emotions. To grow, you need to let go of the negative experiences that have shaped your worldview. Self-worth is your best defense against allowing others to determine your value. Success lies in aligning your inner and outer selves. Take responsibility for the gaps in your life. You need to like yourself before expecting others to like you. Build the confidence to believe in yourself. Knowing yourself is vital to prevent others from defining you. Second, slow down by applying the brakes. Assume nothing. If a narcissist likes you, they will go to great lengths to be with you. A narcissist might say flattering things to boost your confidence or hurtful things to lower your self-esteem, causing you to plead for their approval. You might do anything to avoid abandonment. It's crucial to heal the scars left by previous experiences and to modify people-pleasing behaviors to avoid being triggered by others, intentionally or not. Remember, you are always under their scrutiny. The best advice is to toughen up, stay true to yourself, and resist the urge to conform. If you succumb to their verbal abuse, they achieve their goal. When a narcissist makes a statement about someone else, it often reflects their own insecurities. Everything that bothers them about you highlights something within themselves that they want to see mirrored in you. They can't shake these traits, no matter how hard they try. This undeniable fact indicates that they can't ignore their issues and will have to confront them eventually. People often project their problems onto others, sharing similar characteristics and qualities. You must train yourself to disregard criticism and avoid harmful situations. Enhancing your self-worth is the most vital self-care you can practice. When you are confident and accept yourself, no one can drag you down by pointing out your imperfections. Face your fears and build your own identity and purpose in life. Third, no matter how hard they try, you must not let them break you. Narcissists can't function without constantly receiving feedback from others, both positive and negative. When someone has the ability to make you upset, angry, or apologetic, they feel like they have control over you. The result will be the same whether you say yes or no. And regardless of your emotional state, whether you're angry, upset, sorry, glad, paying attention, buying them presents, taking them out, etc., this is always the case. You should listen to them because as long as you take action, they are successful. It's crucial to keep your emotions in check when conversing with a narcissist because their behavior is based on your reaction. If they can see that their actions have a negative impact on you, they will continue to torture and abuse you. The best way to drive them crazy is to pretend you don't care about what they do. To succeed, you must train yourself to consciously manage your emotions. You have to put in the effort to learn how to manage your emotions and control your impulses. If you can tune into and articulate how you feel during negotiations with a narcissist, you will have the upper hand. The narcissist would eventually be powerless to influence your emotions. Take an honest look at the situation. You are never at fault, and you have no responsibility. A narcissist may try to make you feel responsible for their issues, but you shouldn't. Nothing you can say or do will ever make up for what they did. To rephrase, you are innocent. There's an understandable temptation to believe, well, I should have seen it coming. I should have left earlier. I should have trusted my gut when they showed their dark side. When things are happening, simplicity is not an option. When clouds cover the sky, visibility decreases or disappears altogether. You have recently gained a great deal of knowledge on this subject. There isn't enough of either at the moment to give these ideas the serious consideration they merit. The more crucial point is that you lack the necessary information to distinguish between fact and fiction at this time. You can make these assertions now that you have the means to achieve your objectives. You have taken action, but now you claim that more could have been done on your part. You have no notion what's going on when it happens to you. Perhaps it's not in us to tell fibs, especially not about those we care for and the bonds we forge with them. For example, as parents, we may prefer to cling to a false impression of our child, rather than risk the emotional pain of seeing them as they really are. In my opinion, you really did your best. With the information you had at the time, you did the best you could. There's no need to be too critical of yourself right off the bat. This is unlikely to help, as they intentionally insult, lie to, and manipulate you in order to gain power over you. In moments of self-doubt, remind yourself that you are innocent. You must treat yourself kindly if you want this strategy to succeed. You took on their shortcomings and issues. The way other people perceive you will determine the kind of person you become. Positive self-talk can help you through a tough time. Just tell yourself, I did everything I could to make our relationship great. Nobody can make me behave in accordance with their preconceived notions of who or what I am. The final and fifth suggestion is to establish ground rules and keep to them. It's simple for the narcissist to get their way if you don't set firm boundaries. They require a person who is resilient in the face of rejection. A companion who takes things easy is ideal in their eyes. For a narcissist, showing they are in charge means allowing others complete autonomy in decision-making. If you need to maintain regular communication with the other party due to co-parenting responsibilities, a court order, or another circumstance, you are in this situation. Consistent application of the rules is required. Be wary of letting the narcissist in through this doorway of opportunity if you offer them any leeway in how they view the issue. Perhaps I can still get something from this guy, and the situation isn't as hopeless as I fear. Narcissists are prone to believing this. No middle ground can be found. It's all or nothing. Either you act or you do nothing. It's possible that narcissists will pop up at any moment. The reality is that you need to reject their offer. I'm sorry to say it, but you just can't. That brings us to the final section. Could you please leave now? Absolutely none of that is tolerated here. Neither of those things at this time are desirable on my part. If you want to be successful, you need to apply rigorous standards to your thinking. They can only communicate in that language. They will try all in their power to exert their influence over you. Narcissists may attempt to influence not only your private life, but also your leisure activities and interactions with children. Try to communicate your needs and establish boundaries if at all possible. Be very cautious while establishing boundaries. There is also considerable preparation required. It is your responsibility to implement appropriate sanctions for any party that breaches the co-parenting agreement. A neutral third party, such as a court, can help you accomplish this. The beast is now in your possession. To ensure people respect and adhere to your boundary, you must communicate the consequences of crossing it. You need to sound confident and in charge if you want to set restrictions. That's all I have to say about it for the time being. My sincere wish is that you were able to turn the narcissist's own pride and arrogance against them. We're going to have a video conference soon. Wishing you a good day. The arrogance of narcissists leads to their downfall and suffering to the point of death. Welcome back, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all again. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're diving into how narcissists often take things too far. If you find our discussion engaging, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Let's break it down. When someone overplays their hand, they push things to the breaking point. Narcissists excel at this game. They relentlessly push until relationships crumble and reality feels distorted. Their goal is to disrupt your peace, damage your connections, and hop from one source of attention to the next like a doorbell ringing non-stop. The kicker is that narcissists don't change. They're stuck in this loop and often overplay their hand without even realizing it. When things get too messy, they usually end the relationship abruptly. They cut ties without a second thought, leaving you without an explanation or closure. Why? Because as long as you're left feeling bad they win. It's all part of their twisted game. Let's delve deeper into this bizarre game. Sometimes, narcissists rewrite the story to make it seem like you ended things with them, when it was actually part of their plan all along. This tactic is known as the reverse discard. They push you to the breaking point, and when you finally give up, they play the victim with their new target, painting you as the bad guy who walked away. It's like peeling an onion layer by layer. For those who haven't experienced a narcissistic cycle, it's hard to grasp the extent of the manipulation and abuse. But know this, these people exist, and they're playing a game you never knew was happening. What's mind-blowing about narcissists? They always go too far. Think back to your time with them. Remember the bad behavior, the insults, the emotional and financial abuse. Those nights when you waited for them to come home, and their texts went unanswered. They always had an excuse. They pushed and pushed until something snapped. That's when their true nature came out, showing how little they cared about you or anyone else. It's a twisted game they're disturbingly good at playing. Do you remember when things got really bad with the narcissist? You had no clue what was happening. Narcissism seemed like just a fancy word for being vain, right? But it's much worse. It's about someone who pretends to be the kind, caring, stable partner you long for while secretly tearing you down. They know how to deceive you and keep you tangled in their web of control. You didn't realize it, but you were stuck in their cycle of devaluation. Back then, you were clueless about their lies, blame shifting, and triangulation. But now, with a clearer picture, you can see the truth. The narcissist played you like a fiddle and pushed you to the brink. But now you're free from their grasp. With newfound awareness, you see them for who they truly are. Pause for a moment and think about all the ways you supported the narcissist while you were together. Did you offer them a place to stay? Most likely. Did you pay their bills? Probably. Did you work hard to provide a good life for your kids? Maybe. Did they help you start a business? It's possible. Did you introduce them to your family, friends, and other important people in your life? Almost certainly. Did you share your hobbies and interests with them, like skiing or surfing? Most likely. As you shared your life, the narcissist was mentally taking notes, figuring out how to get closer to you and undermine your relationships. They wanted to isolate you, control your finances, and strip away your independence. Why? Because they thrive on taking from others. They love exploiting people to get what they want, and they never give back. Inside they are empty, seeking fulfillment through control and manipulation. They'll do anything to keep you ensnared in their web of deceit. When you're lost in the fog of narcissistic abuse, finding a way out can feel like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's hard to see an escape when you're constantly mistreated and ignored, especially if you don't understand how quests or spinning tales to cover their tracks. They are masters at creating whatever story suits them best. They'll do anything to maintain control, even if it means putting up a fake front or launching a smear campaign against you. They used these same tactics when they first met you, during your relationship, and possibly even now, if you're still entangled in their lies and manipulation after the breakup. For those of us who have navigated and healed from toxic relationships, we've picked up a few valuable lessons, such as handling a smear campaign. Think of it like a fire that eventually burns out on its own. Often, the people who fall for the narcissist's lies aren't the most discerning individuals. Over time, most people see through the deception and realize it was all nonsense. Sure, there might have been turmoil back then, but life moves forward. It's too short to dwell on the past constantly. Imagine you were cast out onto the streets years ago. You cleaned up, got back on track, and rebuilt your life. What didn't you do? You didn't fuel the rumors by reacting to them. By staying silent, you let the gossip die out naturally. That was a wise move. Why breathe life into something better left to wither away? As I've mentioned before, the narcissist will always jump into another relationship, only to see it fail. Why? Because they can't help but overplay their indifference towards the narcissist's actions, while others are just beginning their journey. It's crucial to recognize that none of what happened was your fault, regardless of where you are on that journey. You invested your all into that relationship, striving to make it work. But what about the narcissist? To them, it was merely a game, a means to deceive, manipulate, and tarnish your reputation. They made promises they never kept, using you as a pawn in their twisted game and exerting control over you at will. They continuously pushed boundaries, eager to see how far they could go. Before we wrap up, let's delve into something crucial, the hoover. I've touched on it before, but it's worth emphasizing. When the narcissist attempts to reel you back in, whether for a day, a week, or indefinitely. But agreeing to the hoover is akin to forfeiting your ability to say no. And let